Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Daytona International Raceway. Tonight we are back for the Stars and Stripes Series to start season number 11 in the booth with me. He's new to this league here, but Christian Taylor, how you doing tonight, Christian?
I'm doing good. I always love a good race here at Daytona. You know, I spent last season watching from home on my couch, called the Indy 500 with you. Now I'm here to call season 11. I'm excited to see what this series has to offer here tonight.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be an interesting season. For the first time ever, Stars and Stripes, we are rotating cars every single week. There's going to be a different car on the track. Everything from Xfinity cars to Indy cars to Gen 4, all kinds of different cars here this year. Christian, which kind are you looking forward the most?
Well, you know, I stick to my NASCAR roots, but, you know, I've never seen a series do this, and I'm very interested to see how it plays out. You know, everybody has their excellence in one car. We've seen some people like the Cup car, Xfinity, trucks, have you, but no, we're going to be switching it up. So, going to very much be interesting to see who arises in which discipline.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely going to change things up. I believe Josh Robinson has been our champion the last 2 seasons in a row, and he has admitted he is not too good in these Indy cars, so it's really going to spice things up. And right now, we're watching Christian get used to seeing this guy, the GOAT, Scott Rickard, in that 0500cars.com machine.
Yeah, you know, I've already used to that name, Scott Rickard. Like I said, I watched last season on my couch at home. So I've seen him dominate a few races there. So I'm going to keep an eye on him. You know, I think he might be my pick to win it a few times this season.
Yeah, definitely a good one to take every time. But right now, these guys are qualifying around the speedway. Timing and scoring usually doesn't work too hot in qualifying. So, oh, there we go. We got our first lap there. Rickard putting down a pretty slow lap there, but that's his first one. But handful of cars out on the track. We're going to kick back and relax, play some of these patented Hutchinson Motorsports TV tunes, and we'll be back here shortly to round out qualifying here in a couple minutes. Stay tuned, though, folks. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, be sure to click the like button. Subscribe to the page. We're going to be kicking off here at Daytona for the Daytona 200 with the Stars and Stripes series here for season number 11. See you in a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at Daytona. Qualifying is wrapping up here, folks. And top of the board, he is no stranger to it. Setting the quick time gonna be Dylan Grimm in the 23. So it's official. Quick time, Dylan Grimm, 23 machine. Christian, get used to seeing this kid because Dylan Grimm, he has a shot to win every single week.
Definitely a name I'm going to keep an eye on.
Yeah, and Dylan, and I'm pretty sure Dylan's pretty good in the Indy cars as well, so he's definitely going to be liking this swapping cars. But, folks, we're going to have 80 laps here tonight around Daytona International Raceway. Let's get the grid up here. Let's find one of these good patented tunes, and we're going to go through tonight's starting lineup for the Stars and Stripes Season 11 opener here at Daytona. Christian, start thinking of who your pick to win it is as we kick back and relax. Find some good tunes for these guys and get the starting grid going. Hang on here, folks. One moment. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hutchinson Motorsports TV, where it's number one streaming service. We are back here tonight for the Stars and Stripes Season 11 opener right here at Daytona with the Daytona 200. Tonight's starting lineup is as follows. On your front row from the pole position, the number 23, Dylan Grimm. On his outside, the 91, Chris Essery.
In the next row, row number 2, we got Mark Fish in that 42 car. And in the 08, Alex Buffett.
Row number 3 on the inside in the 89, James Waldo on his outside. It's the GOAT. Keep an eye on him. The 05, Scott Rickard.
Row number 4, rounding out your 7th position, Zachary Nelson in that 07 car, followed by Tim McNally in that 88.
Row number 5 on the inside, he's the IndyCar ringer. It's the 54, Andrew Hess. On his outside, the 39, Doug Pierce.
Row number 6, Cal A. McCoy in the 7 car, and Chad White in the 36.
Dropping back to row number 7 on the inside, the number 12 machine, Andrew Medlin. On his outside, the 9, Zach Kreitz. Todd Grattan in the chat rooting for him here tonight.
And you got Trey Jackson in that 5 car to his outside, Kyle Bowling in the 44.
Row number 9 on the inside, going to be the 4, Aaron Hale. On his outside, the 8, Josh Gray.
Then you got in the 3 car, Ryan Lynch and Josh Whitaker in the 28 car in the 20th position.
Kicking off in 21st in the 66, it's Greg Hammond. On his outside, the 17, William Duff the 4th.
Then behind William Duff, you got Nate Lynch in the 25 car, and in the 32, Griffin Sawyer.
Row number 13, row number 13 in the 77, Larry Griffin the 3rd. On his outside from, it looks like he's from Italy, folks, the 48, Everett Lane.
And in the 97 car, you got DJ Weeks, and in the 28th position, Jason Grattan in the 46.
Kicking off from the 29th position, he's slow, he's junk. It's the 35, Bryce Barfield. On his outside, the 20, Derek Offerman.
And in the 31st position, 51-52, Brian Samara in the 53 car. To his outside, Michael Curtis. Apologize, but he's in the 41 car.
Yeah, that's a tough one. He's a newcomer to the league, folks. But from the 33rd position, keep an eye on him. It's Aaron Popland in the 63. That guy is bad fast here at Super Speedways. And then Brian Burshett, folks. That's going to round out our starting lineup. If we didn't say your driver, they're slow, they're junk, they're in the rear. They got some work to do. But we're about to go green. Christian, who is your pick to win it here?
I'm going to go...
Hold that thought here. Hold that thought there. Ladies and gentlemen, feel this set. Daytona 200 in front of a sold-out crowd. Green flag in the air. Underway. Daytona.
Not a fan in the stands, on their seats. They are on their feet. Head down the front stretch. Flying into turn 1, side by side. Dylan Grimm, your race leader, as we head into 2.
Coming down to the back stretch there. Grimm, your race leader, on his outside. Looks like it's Essery as they're door to door through the field here with 80 laps remaining.
Just getting this action started here tonight. You asked my pick to win it. I'm going to go with somebody whose name I heard a lot last season. Scott Rickard in the 05 car. Blake, how about you?
All right, you took the goat there. Good call here. Now I'm looking through the field. I'm trying to find my guy here. Hang on. Give me a moment as they're ripping it around the speedway. I'm going to go with the number 7, a Kyle McCoy. He's starting all the way back in 11th here. I think McCoy gets it done. He is always up front, the Morrison, Illinoisan, Kyle McCoy.
As the night goes on, Blake's pick, it's liable to change. He says he don't change it, but I've seen him do it a time or two. As we complete lap 1 clean in the books, lap 2 underway, heading down the backstretch. Looks like we already got a car possibly started in the pit. That's Nate Lynch in the 25 from Manchester.
Yeah, Nate Lynch kicking off from pit road. I think he was counting on a lap 1 wreck, but instead he's going to end up getting lapped as the field's going high, letting Nate Lynch go down a lap right here.
Hope everybody gets around him okay. He's going to hopefully stay glued to that inside line field, working around him here in the trial.
Absolutely. And you know, Christian, I think we mentioned we've got a bunch of new guys here in this series this season that haven't been in the Stars and Stripes series, but tonight it looks like we've got 40 cars signed in here tonight. Christian, what have you learned about this Stars and Stripes series here in the last month or two as we've been waiting for this season to start?
I've just been watching, you know, the different people to join. I've seen a few familiar faces to me, you know, from the 5150 Racing League. Watching, you know, that's BCI guys. I'm gonna keep an eye on Aaron Poplin, Ryan Smart, Chad Whitewaste with this group last season. So I've learned, I know those familiar faces. I've been trying to walk around the garage, you know, shake hands, get to meet people, see how everyone is heading into the season.
Absolutely a great idea. And folks, if you're new here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV, it's time to talk about something that's very important. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hutchinson Motorsports TV battle for last, and they're junking it. Caution is out. Oh my, the 63 of Poplin is involved. His career in this series not getting off to a good start.
You know, Aaron Poplin usually has some pretty bad luck. We run a super speedway series on Friday nights where we're used to crashing and banging, but oh my goodness, look at this. Let's watch it from the...
Let's hop on board here with Mark Schrader. It's in front of him. He's trying to hang back to stay out of the wreck. But you see up front here, oh yeah, just gets into each other. Wham! Just smokes him.
Oh my, we need the medical center staff to Aaron Poplin immediately. That is the hit that took out a particular famous racer.
Yeah, let's see what happened here. It looked like Tinker pushing. Let's see what. Oh, there's just a check up there. The 53 checks up, and the 63 catches the rat there. I'm not sure what happened there in front of the 53. Aaron, it looks like the 53 Samara just kind of slams the brakes here. Let me try to get a little better view. Let's go to the Hutchinson Motorsports bar chase. Let's play it from here.
Let's see. No, it came from behind Aaron.
Yeah. Yeah, looked like Samara was just going fine there, and then looked like Poplin gets into him and then just checks the field up a little bit.
I wonder if JT gave the car behind him the 31 a hit, or did the 31 just not check up?
Yeah, I don't know.
31 just didn't lift, it looks like, and that killed Aaron. I mean, hard into the outside wall. I hope Aaron's okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of a tough deal there. I don't think anybody really did anything wrong, but just unfortunately, that's going to end a lot of these guys' nights because we have no fast repairs here in the Stars and Stripes series.
I was just wondering about that. You know, I am new to this series, and that's one thing that's going to be unfortunate, especially for Aaron. We know that car is absolutely destroyed.
Yes, sir. But, folks, if you're tuned in here, if you've been tuning in the last couple seasons, this is Hutchinson Motorsports TV's 3rd season here. It's crazy how quick the time rolls. But with the Stars and Stripes series, we started in season 9. Here we are starting 11. Christian Taylor up in the booth this season. We've got a lot of changes. You might notice some graphical differences, and you might see on your screen the Hutchinson Motorsports TV ticker. Look at that beautiful ticker, folks. I believe that's even better than the one on ESPN. Is that right, Christian?
I think it's the one on ESPN is irrelevant thanks to ours here tonight.
Absolutely. And folks, if you're in the chat, be sure, folks, click that like button, subscribe to the page. We're working here soon. We plan on doing some kind of subscriber giveaway. We're trying to work some things out. There's a lot of technical things we got to get down before YouTube allows us to do one and whatnot. But go ahead, click that subscribe button to the channel. Get you a head start, because once we do it, our already subscribed members are going to be included as well, obviously. But We're heading into lap 6. What have you been seeing so far? We had some clean racing there until they just junked it there in the back.
Well, you know, it's typical super speedway racing. You pretty much just stay in the grid that you launch in, you know, aside from some cars changing lanes here and there. Side-by-side action, I'm seeing what you want to see. I don't see too many cars trying to push it 3 wide, 6 laps in. You know, a race is won within the first 15 laps. So I am glad to see the patience here tonight.
Yeah, it's good to see. And out front, Dylan Grimm still leading this race. And I tell you what, I mean, this kid is just pure talent. He kind of reminds me a little bit of kind of like a more talented Carson Hocevar. It seems like he either wrecks or he wins or finishes in the top 3.
Yeah, well, Carson Hocevar tends to be running good until he's not. But Dylan Grimm, I think we're going to see some good things from him this season. It just depends on how it's going to be throughout the different cars and disciplines.
Yeah, you know, his improvement this year needs to be a little bit more consistency. He's got the raw speed every single week. He's always on running for a podium finish, but he just needs to try to avoid those disastrous nights where he gets wrecked out early on, and he's doing a good job of it here so far. But we're at Daytona where anything can happen. You can just be sitting there, do nothing wrong. Next thing you know, your night's over, just like we just saw out in the back.
Oh, we got somebody in the chat, Peyton. I believe that's Peyton Barfield. Said that Brian had it coming since he's a Florida Panthers fan. Embarrassing, to be honest.
Oh, well, I mean, it's hard to say it's embarrassing when I believe they've won, what, back-to-back Stanley Cup championships. Is that right, Christian?
Yeah, you know, you can't hate on the best. I mean, if the results show, you know, on the court or ring, excuse me, results show on the ring, you can't knock them.
Yeah, you know, I agree. And, you know, a lot of people, I'll say they're bandwagoners when they're bandwagoners, but Brian, he has been a Florida Panthers fan for a long time, even back when they were junk.
You know, a lot of people hate on the teams that win just because their teams are junk.
Absolutely, and Peyton Barfield is one of them. I'm not sure what Peyton's team is. I know they're from Georgia, but there's no telling what his hockey team is. I don't really even know. Peyton, let us know in the chat. But it looks like the field is set. Christian here, Dylan Grimm, your race leader. We got Esri in the 91 right there on his outside. And Christian, keep an eye on that 08 car. Alex Buffoli, he is straight off the boat from Italy. He cannot speak a word of English.
Oh. Well, I guess we're going to keep an eye on him tonight. And Peyton in the chat said Bettman made the call for the Panthers. McJesus robbed. Not sure what he means by that, but anyway, Daytona racing here tonight.
Yeah, Peyton's a bigger hockey fan than me and you. We'll kind of watch when the playoffs are going on maybe a little bit, but aside from that, that's about it. But it looks like the field's set. We're going to be sending the pace car in as your race leader's starting to blink. Hopefully that doesn't cause issues.
Yep, get that pace car out of our way. We got some more racing to do as we head to lap 8 here tonight. Blake, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, pace cars heading in. We are ready to roll. Green flag in the air at Daytona once again.
Once again, as Blake just said, we head down the front stretch and restarted side by side, door to door racing, heading down into turn 1. Look at these wall camera views. Isn't this just beautiful? Watch the field zoom on by.
Incredible views, folks. We've got cameramen standing between the wall and the catch fence right now. Also, you can get a good shot at home. And look at that beautiful Camel Cigarettes car. I'm trying to find who that is.
I think that is the 4 car.
Aaron Hale. Boy,
Yeah,
that's the most...
17.
You know what? I'm changing my pick, folks. It's still early. Aaron Hale in the 4 car. He's going to park that Camel Cigarettes car in Victory Lane here tonight.
Oh, I never changed my pick, Blake.
Hey, we're still on lap number 8 here. Now watch my last pick win it. But nonetheless, though, Dylan Grimm still out front. And the GOAT, Scott Rickard, has worked himself to the front row. Christian, here comes your guy. He is due to wreck, though, because the guys you pick don't tend to have good luck.
Yep. What Scott Rickard does not understand is that Christian Taylor has just picked him to win this race, which means somewhere in the next 71 laps. We're only on lap 9, but in 71 laps or less, he's going to get turned hard into the wall. His car will be junk. His night will be over solely because I picked him, because I can never pick a race winner.
Absolutely. We're on board with Mark Fish. Normally, he's back there running for the Hutchinson Motorsports TV battle for last. But, folks, we're at Daytona tonight. Mark Fish is up front, currently running 7th.
Daytona is a place where anyone can shine. All you got to do is hold that pedal and lift when you need to. Keep it in the draft, you know, and you can make some moves here if you know what you're doing, but
right now, Chad White out of Loudon, Tennessee, as we're on a Hutchinson Motorsports TV right front suspension cam, currently running all the way back in the 21st position. Chad, if you're watching, you need to get on the gas and get up front, bub.
Yeah, Chad, I mean, we do this every Friday night. You should try to get to the front. But of course, you know, Blake, me and you tend to blow by him anyway on Fridays, don't we?
Absolutely. Chad never stands a chance, but he needs to know that being right in the middle of the field is not where you want to be here at a super speedway, because if there's a wreck, you got a 90% chance of being in it.
Ooh, the 32 car getting into the 4. You're picked to win it there. Aaron Hale not happy over the radio right now, calling him out, asking what the beep he's doing.
Well, Aaron Hale has a lot of pressure right now. He has been informed that he is my pick to win, so he knows he needs to get the job done here tonight as we watch Aaron Hale in the Camel Cigarettes 4 car. Oh, look out! One sideways!
Caution is out. 9 involved, a few others. Oh, man. We're only on lap 11, and this is our second caution, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, folks, you know, when you're at Daytona with 40 cars, this is going to happen. I don't care what league you're running or how good you think you are. Oh, the 5 just gets pushed down there by the 66 here. Let's play it right here. See the 66 there, right behind the 5, gives him a little bump coming out of the corner, shoots him. Oh, wait, no, the 37. Oh, no, yeah, the 66 just junked him.
Innocent bystander is that 9 car. You know, the 9 of, excuse me, I'm still learning these people. Zach Wright, so you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time in that Red Bull machine.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Trying to find the 67, or who was it? 66. Sorry. So Greg Hammond. Let's hop on board with Hammond. See what he's seeing. A little bit back. We're under caution again here, folks. But here it is. Greg Hammond giving a push there into the corner. Oh, you know what happens there? I think with the 37 kind of throws a block, and I think Medlin checks up, and the 66 has nowhere to go as the 36 gets smoked. Chad White's John.
Chad White, we were trying to tell him to get out of the middle of the pack. He just wouldn't listen to us.
Yeah, Chad, I know.
Greg Hammond on the screen now.
Oh, that is unbelievable. Chad just not listening to us. I know he's watching live. Greg Hammond just junked a handful of them. The Phoenix, Arizona, Greg Hammond. But, folks, as usual, the guy that causes the wreck, he is clean and green, and he is looking good right now.
It looks like he's like vacation regular. You see his picture right there.
Yep, definitely so. But Dylan Grimm, still your race leader. We're going to take a quick break here, folks. Don't you worry. We're going to go Hutchinson Motorsports TV side by side. We'll be back here in a jiffy. Don't leave, folks. We're going to be back here. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe to the page. See you here in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at the Daytona 200 with the Stars and Stripes Season 11 opener. Christian, as we're under yellow, about to go green. In our next upcoming races here on the schedule with the Stars and Stripes series, what combinations are you looking forward to the most?
Well, you know, I'm a big road racing fan myself, but, you know, the IndyCar series going to Michigan next week. My home track is the week after that, the Southern 200 at Darlington Raceway in the Gen 4. So we're going to be doing kind of a throwback style race there. That's going to be one I'm pretty interested in. Then we go to South Beach in the ARCA car. That's at Homestead Miami Speedway. So, you know, next few races are going to be interesting.
Absolutely, and I'm bringing up our schedule right here. There you go. Take a look at the schedule there on the board. Not sure which ones I'm looking forward to. I didn't really have time to look it over, but I am definitely looking forward to those IndyCar races. So here, I believe next week, we're going to be at the Motor City 220 at Michigan in the IndyCars. That's going to be interesting, seeing those IndyCars rip it around Michigan with those big, wide banks.
That's going to be a very fast race, like speed-wise. Those IndyCars are fast. I don't think we'll be under 200 a lot of the time.
Absolutely going to be interesting to see and how a lot of these stock car drivers handle that open wheel Indy car, but the pace car is in. We're going to try this again for the third time, ladies and gentlemen, in front of a sold-out crowd. Green flag in the air in Daytona.
As we get green, head down the front stretch. Your race leader hasn't changed one bit. Dylan Grimm still leading the pack on the bottom line in that DoorDash car. This DoorDash the trophy onto his house tonight. We told you earlier tonight.
Yeah, Graham's still out front. I don't think he's led every lap so far, but pretty close to it as the GOAT, Scott Rickard's right on his back bump.
Look at a side-by-side action, kind of, you know, giving a little bit of a side draft there. I know these. Oh, Scott Rickard takes the lead. Gonna go down and block our leaders. Gonna get control of that bottom lane. Looks like he's just gonna probably try to control both lanes if he can.
Yeah, he might just block the field the rest of the race, and he almost gets turned as he's able to save it. But the 7 of McCoy, that beautiful Iowa State car of Kyle. Oh, they're all junk in it! Oh, the whole field is junk. Oh, my.
Oh, we got a car here. Almost going over, probably did. JT Tinker involved.
Goodness, folks, this is half the field right here. Hang on, that's the last caution, folks. Hang on, my scoring's wanting to give me a little moment. Hang on here. Let's see. Here's the wreck.
39 involved. Hard into the outside wall.
I'm trying to find where this wreck
here
originates. So we've got a car in front of him. Taking a look here. We're under caution, of course. Oh, yeah, looks like the 65 there, or whoever that is in the yellow car, gets turned. Junks half the field. 39 involved. 89 is who
39 car. Gets smoked! Almost goes over. That 77 Red Bull car destroys them, and then nudges them out of the way, saying, I'm going to keep going. You're dead.
Yeah, we're going to rewind this. I think James Waldo gets turned to start this entire wreck. Here it is, folks. Let's go to the Hutchinson Motorsports Far Chase here. Slow it down a little bit. We got the 07 behind him. The quick trip Chick-fil-A car. Let's see what happens. Give him a bad bump there, straight into the 12. It's like the 4 slightly involved, but able to get through most of them. What a dodge there by that 40, whoever's car that was.
You know, all they could do. Let's see can we see the onboard in that 77 Red Bull car?
Yep, Larry Griffin here. Let's check out the onboard, rewind it, watch the Hutchinson Motorsports cockpit view with Larry Griffin. All right, so here's Larry. He's cruising in the back. He's just like, I'm gonna keep my nose clean here. Green flag's out. All right, we're good to go. I got a lot of space to work with. Going to the tri-oval here.
They're in front of us there.
He keeps it floored. He's still floored. He finally lifts, trying to check up. Oh, he gets hit from behind.
Oh my God!
I think somebody hit him.
Car.
I think somebody hit him from behind. It looked like. Well, here it is coming up. Yeah, he got a little push there by the 5, it looked like. So the 39's junk, half the field's junk. Not sure who all's involved there. We're not going to find out them all. All I know is most of the field was. But look at all these junk cars heading down pit road. Not a good start for season 11. But your race leader, the GOAT, Scott Rickard, out front here. You know what, folks? We have a little bit of time. Let's see what the GOAT, Scott Rickard's doing. He's always willing to come up for an interview. Let's get him in here. Remember, he's in Bronze Horse chat, because I will forget that. So, Scott, Blake, and Christian up in the booth. Copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, you're out front, right where you want to be. I think half the field just junked it, if not more. How you feeling here so far?
The Hendrick cars, Chevy Celebrities doing really good tonight. So we'll see how it plays out with these tracks go.
Yeah, most definitely. And, you know, for the first time ever, the Stars and Stripes series were swapping cars. How are you feeling about that?
I'm usually pretty good at jumping in cars anyway, so I think I'll be fine as long as I figure out. I just gotta remember how to drive an Indy car anywhere, not Indy.
Yeah, and my next question was, which car are you kind of least excited for, and which one are you most excited for?
Definitely not the Indy car is probably least exciting, just because I don't drive it. I never really drive outside of Indy. Probably Gen 4, just because the other version of the car I love. So if it translates over, I'll be happy about it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But Christian, what do you got for our race leader, Scott, here?
I kind of want to give him a warning. So I know you don't really know me, Scott Rickard, but I picked you to win tonight, which means you're doomed. You are going to be destroyed at some point in this race. So I apologize in advance. But please,
have you seen my record at these tracks? I'm either top 5 or wrecked.
Try to break my bad luck here. I'm gonna lean on you to, try to snap my losing streak, which is like 0 wins to I don't know how many losses now.
Yeah, Scott, I'm not sure you realize, but literally, Christian, I think the last 10 picks he's had has wrecked. So you have a tall task ahead of you, but we wish you the best of luck here tonight.
I already plan to wreck and play races anyway, so anything besides wrecking is a win.
All right, Scott. Well, hey, best of luck for the rest of this one. You're out front now, but still 61 laps to go here. Good luck.
Thank you.
There's the GOAT, Scott Rickard, always in good spirits. I tell you what, he's probably the most humble, talented driver. He is an absolute wheelman, and I can never get that guy to get cocky. He is always being humble.
Scott Humble Rickard was just in the booth. Now we're going to be going green here, taking the green flag with 20 laps into this race. That's going to be... I think we're getting close to our first pit cycle here soon.
Yeah, and I know a lot of the field pitted there, but that was because of all the cars involved in the wreck. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see. I'm not sure how far these guys can go on fuel. We forgot to ask that to Scott, but he is locked and loaded. He's out front. Kyle McCoy right beside him there. And that beautiful, next thing I was going to bring up, that beautiful Iowa State number 7 car. Christian, if you're, well, you probably don't realize this, but be sure to remember Iowa State is the best college in Iowa by far. It's not even close.
You could be the Iowa fan. I'm going to have to talk to some of these drivers. I think we need a good old Rocky Top paint scheme out there on that track.
Absolutely. As we look through the field, and one thing to remember, the Lynches are big Iowa fans. They do not like Iowa State, so it's good to see Kyle McCoy out front in the beautiful Iowa State number 7 car.
That pace car takes that hard left turn, almost drifts it in the pit lane. Brake, take it away.
Field is set in front of a sold-out crowd for the 4th time in a row. Green flag in the air. Let's see if we can keep this one green.
This is lap 20, heading down the front stretch. Again. Side-by-side action. That Iowa 7 car trying to get ahead of our race leader, Scott Rickard. Getting some help from the 91 car. Sprite in the chat says, hi, Blake. I believe that's Cam Patterson, ain't it, Blake?
Yes, sir, Cam Patterson. Good to see you, Cam. Haven't heard from you in a while. Hey, be sure to check out our Discord. Maybe Christian or Danielle can link you. You definitely need to hop in there. We got fun events, and that goes for everybody, folks. We're going to put a link to the Discord channel in the chat. Be sure to join. We got fun events every month and a lot of other good stuff that you can only have access to if you're in the Hutchinson Motorsports TV Discord channel.
I'm working on getting that invite, but still racing here, heading through the front tri-oval here. Cars changing lanes left and right. Thomas Order towards the back on the screen. That 00 car trying to keep up.
And JT Tinker was involved in an early wreck. He is a lap down. I think he just took some guys 3 wide. Let's hop on board with his 93 car, JT Tinker.
JT Tinker, the big chimpanzee fan, as you can see that monkey on the screen, trying to do what he could do here. 82 in front of him. He's trying to get that draft. Ladies and gentlemen, you might not know JT Tinker, but they only let him out of the monkey cage to race.
Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do. Hopefully he's got the car fixed up. He is a lap down, but he should have plenty of cautions to have a shot at getting his lap back. But let's jump out front as the GOAT, Scott Rickard, your race leader, as the 7 gets a big push on that outside line beside him. Griffin Salyer, here he is, folks. The 32 car working up, and Bryce Barfield up to the front as well. There's Andrew Hess in the 54 car. Christian, you know, Andrew has had some bad luck in the stock cars, but one thing we learned from him, he parked in Victory Lane in the Indy 500 with the Stars and Stripes series. So when those Indy cars are out there, Andrew Hess is going to be one to watch for sure.
Going to keep an eye on Andrew Hess. I got it in the chat, and so did him too. Mentioned joining our Discord, and anybody else. That's going to be where our future events are going to be posted. Hop on in there.
Absolutely. We're going to be announcing our August event here soon. Well, we kind of already did, but going to be good. It's going to happen on August 17th as the 05 gets left high and dry. The 23 of Grimm to the outside looking to take over the race lead again.
Gets that push from the 7 of McCoy out to a race lead. Just going to drive around. I picked to win it like he's not even there. Rickard just gets straight up past with help from the 7 car.
Yeah, the 7 gets left high and dry on the high side, trying to get a push there from the 91, Chris Esser. He's been out front all race long, been a good one so far. Let's hop on board in the Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Right rear suspension came with the 91 of Chris Esser.
91, you can see through this camera here that at 88 trying to get a run on him, but he couldn't mail a postcard to him from where he is right now. He needs to get up on him to try to help that line out. But him, the 88 being so far back is why that line is going nowhere.
Yes, sir, and folks, it's time to get your goosebumps out because it's time to hop up to our eyes in the sky. The Hutchinson Motorsports blimp, the most beautiful view in the business.
Every time I see it, it just breaks me straight to tears.
Well, I tell you what,
look at the shots.
It is incredible. You know, the views, it looks like they're in outer space, but it's just so crisp and clear. It's just the best of both worlds. It's like we're in a chopper looking at the camera, but it's also like we're in outer space seeing everything.
Would you just look at it? Just take a look at it.
Unbelievable. It's Brian Burchett in the 33 car trying to work himself back up front here, sitting in the 15th position, cruising through the field here right now. Your hard charger is going to be Bryce Barfield. He's past 20 cars right now. He's in the 9th position.
Somebody I'm going to keep an eye on. 2 laps down. We thought he died. Fortunately for him, he didn't. Aaron Poplin still on the track. 2 laps down. He's 2 laps down, sharing that fight for 2 laps down with JT Tinker.
Absolutely, and so those two are junked. Their laps down, but Brian Samara, their car owner, he is good to go. He's out front, running in the 10th position right now.
You know, he watched both of his cars wreck behind him, drove off, but said, you know, I didn't like him anyway.
Yeah, you know, one thing about Brian, he doesn't really care much for his teammates. He just said, later, losers, I'll go up front and I'll work by myself. It's go time.
You know, one time, Brian had some tickets for his team, you know, and something came up. One of his team drivers had to, you know, do something else. He had the ticket sold in 30 seconds.
Absolutely. Brian, again, this guy just does not care for his team. He is honestly out there all by himself, essentially, with some guys that are just annoying him, basically.
Yeah,
but out front here, Yep, there
The
we go.
high
A battle
side
for
there.
the lead. Rickard trying to take it back here side by side with Dylan Grimm as they're crossing the line. We're still clean and green, probably coming up on a pit cycle here in the next 10 to 20 laps, I would assume.
Too far. If I remember right from watching the broadcast last season, we do use 100% fuel here in the Stars and Stripes series, so I believe we, probably could get a good run. I couldn't imagine it being more than about 30 laps if I had to take a guesstimate.
Yeah, so we'll see how it's going as it looks like Grimm throwing some aggressive moves to stay out front, trying to control the race the rest of the way, apparently.
You think fuel strategy's on their mind at all right now?
Well, fuel is always important. It's always important with fuel because even if you can make it, saving is always important because whenever you go down pit road the next time, you can spend less time in your box. So, it's always something to think about. But if you're out front right now, one of the top 5 or so, you're just keeping it fuel.
Saw back there in the back of the pack, was that Jason, purple car just trying to slide his paint job off on the wall right there?
I tell you what, he's been all over the track. He's 2 laps down throwing slide jobs on everybody like he's trying to win the race.
He is wild out there. And his car was painted by Brian Samara, so he's wearing it kind of a badge of shame. He knows how much his team owner doesn't like him, so he's trying to scrape that paint off as this race goes on.
Absolutely, and we know last season in the 5150 series, JT Tinker almost lost his ride. Was honestly about as close as you could get to doing it, but he is able to salvage that 93 car.
Did ever get that 93 car?
Well, there were a lot of rumors circling around the Bad Fast 25 car, Blake Hutchinson, but it just never came and happened.
That Blake Hutchinson guy is slow.
Yeah, he definitely is. But the 93 trying to work himself through the field. He's waiting for this next caution as we got a couple guys going underneath the yellow line, straightening it out.
I think we're going to be kind of patient here. I think we got our wrecking out of our systems for a little bit, but, watching our race leader there, that bottom line kind of getting a little bit of advantage. The top line just can't get organized here tonight. It takes one of those, bottom line leaders to get up there to the top line for anything to happen. The 7 car just gets no help to take the advantage over the bottom line.
Yes, sir. We're watching the 32. The ladies, man. Griffin Salyer ripping around the speedway right now. Salyer in the 6th position. Christian, you might not know it, but this guy right here, the ladies love him.
Ladies love Griffin Salyer. Maybe you could take some notes from him, Blake.
Yeah, I really need to. Folks, if you know anybody that's single, let me know. Hit me up. You can email Hutchinson Motorsports TV. But they're ripping it down the backstretch as Scott Rickard, your race leader, side by side with McCoy.
Jeffrey Aaron DeWald in the chat says Fox Sports. I don't know what you might be seeing here, but Fox Sports ain't got nothing on the broadcast of Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the world's #1 streaming service.
Yep, Jeffrey Aaron DeWald. Hey, thanks for tuning in, Jeffrey. Let us know in the chat. That goes for everybody, honestly. Who are you pulling for? Who's going to win this race? Who's going to junk it? Who do you want to lose? Let us know. Who do you want to wreck? We'll pull them in here and let them know. We'll give shout-outs, all kinds of stuff here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV as they're ripping it into turns 3 and 4.
Just watch the checkup on that top line. I keep saying how it can't get organized. It went from the front all the way to the back. Oh, my. Peyton Barfield in the chat says he's single, Blake.
All right, Peyton. Hey, hit me up sometime, buddy. I'll shoot you a message after this race.
Okay. Well, anyway, back to the race in action. The 91 car trying to catch Cal McCoy. Oh my.
Hey, Peyton, how come you're not running this series? We know your brother Bryce is in it. Let's see how he's running right now. Looks like Bryce, that's Peyton's brother, running in the 8th position.
Barfield Motorsports. I was talking to Bryce earlier and asked. They said they just couldn't afford 2 cars. He told me that he couldn't just fill the car to get destroyed out there, so he had to race it himself.
Yeah, Bryce was texting me earlier this week. He's asking me all kinds of tips about Daytona. I was willing to help him out. He always asks me tips. But nonetheless, he said, I don't want Peyton out there because every time he's out there, he just junks me anyways.
we watched him a couple weeks back. Peyton just flat out turned his brother. Bryce Barfield walked over him after he turned him, and he basically shrugged it off when we talked to him and interviewed him after.
It was honestly incredible. It was early in the race, folks. Bryce Barfield was dominating. Out of nowhere, Peyton works up to second place and just flat out jumps him as soon as he gets to the back bumper.
They didn't even go to the very next race due to that incident. It was kind of... We didn't hear from him all week.
And look at the beautiful Miller number 25 car, Nate Lynch, after losing his sponsor last season. I believe he had the Bitcoin car last year, but Bitcoin dropped him after a less than desirable season. But thankfully, Miller comes on board for the 25 and Nate Lynch.
We saw him possibly started from the pits, so good to see him back there in the action.
Yep, out of Manchester, Iowa. I tell you what, Christian, you might not know this, but Nate Lynch has 17 brothers. It is incredible.
17 brothers. Wow. I could not imagine sitting down at dinner time with 17 brothers.
Yeah, and no sisters. It's just all brothers. The Lynch family, I tell you what, those guys live out in the cornfields of Iowa. But we head back out front here. Kyle McCoy to Morrison, Illinois. He is your race leader trying to hold off the GOAT, Scott Rickard, in the 23 of Grimm.
Kyle kind of must have got that high line working from him. He took the control of that bottom line. Dylan Grimm doesn't seem to be having the trouble that the high side of keeping it organized.
And right now we're dropping back a little bit. Tommy Osborne, the hillbilly out of West Virginia, currently running 31st. The car is slow.
Sounded like it was missing a cylinder or two there.
Yeah, or three. I don't know. It's just pretty slow. And I'll tell you who else is slow. This 36 car, Chad White, after being involved in that wreck. He's got the Hutchinson Motorsports TV 36 car with the black number on it. And it is slow here tonight.
We don't sponsor slow cars, so Chad, we're going to have a conversation with you after the race.
Yeah, Chad, you keep it up. We're going to have to rip off that decal on that 36 junk car, and you can run with no sponsor. But we're going to jump back out front as Kyle McCoy continues to lead. Not a ton of passing happening out front at the moment.
I think these guys are just trying to take away some laps. We're on lap 36. We're nearing that halfway point. We still have some of our leaders. Let me just take a look before I say this. Yep, our leader right now, Kyle McCoy, hasn't pit yet if my graphic is right here. Oh, that's Dylan Grimm into the wall on the outside.
Yeah, Dylan Grimm losing a lot of ground. He's going to hope for some help up top. He might have to drop all the way back if he doesn't get any.
Trying to get in line there. Just no one's letting him in. He's 3 wide with the 48 right now. The 07 car, we're going to have some issues here with this lap car. That's Dylan Grimm pace there. Looks like they're going to get it settled out. Dylan Grimm still can't get in, though. The top line finds him.
Yeah, finally gets some cars behind him, dropping all the way back to 11th or 12th right now. So Dylan Grimm has some work to do. Looks like it's going to be hard to pass here tonight, so he needs to get up to it here soon.
That cannot be a good feeling for that 23 DoorDash car, as he's trying to get some movement going forward again. He's right there behind Brian Samara. He's got about a bus length in between him and that 53 car, so he's going to have to get that gap filled in so that they can try to make some moves to the front.
Yep, and right now we got the 54 car in front of the 97 of Weeks, and there on the rear bumper, talking about his wieners, is Andrew Hess. I tell you what, that guy has some of the nicest wieners I've ever seen.
We had, we finally got the chance there in the Indianapolis 500. We asked him about his wieners. He's got some Datsuns there. He really loves his Datsuns.
Absolutely, and it's good to see him out front. I tell you what, he had a rough season last year in the Stars and Stripes season number 10, but he's looking good right now, and I'm trying to look through the field, and I'm not seeing last season's champion, Josh Robinson. And I don't see him. I don't think he made it out here tonight, but out front, who did make it, Kyle McCoy still leading this one. I tell you what, he's been out front the whole race somehow. He started in 11th. Seemed like it took him one lap to get to the lead.
trying to look into the chat. I saw some drivers from last season that said they wouldn't be back just yet. We're gonna have to take some time off. Let me just try to find those two names for you.
Oh, well, I can tell you, I know Dylan Hoffman was one. Unfortunate to see him. He was out front every single race, and he was a real competitor for the championship, so he was unable to make it. And then Christian Lawson couldn't make it as well.
Dylan Hoffman, he had a bad gambling addiction, if I remember right, didn't he?
Absolutely, Dylan Hoffman, one of the worst gamblers in the business. But fortunately for him, though, Nate Lynch is in the field, who is honestly the worst gambler I've ever seen in my life.
Well, you know, Dylan Hoffman couldn't be much worse if he couldn't even afford to race this season.
It was a rough offseason for Hoffman. But we're watching Nate Lynch now. Let's hop on board. Tell you what, this guy, he's gambled and lost everything. He could really use this purse money here at Daytona and win this race. Nate Lynch.
Yeah, he's been messaging me. He knows I like NASCAR diecast. Oh, almost turns the 33 to Skull car in front of him. But he's been trying to get me to buy some NASCAR diecasts. I just can't do it right now, Nate. Sorry, bud. I know you're in a pinch, but man.
Yeah, and I think he might have bet against the 33 Skull car, and he's trying to junk him.
I gotta say though, that 33 Skull throwback right there. Oh my, what a good-looking machine.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same. That is one good-looking car. One of my favorite through the field. Christian, take a look through the field. We got a bunch of beautiful cars. Which ones are your favorite?
Just because I'm a big Trackhouse fan myself, Zach Wright's in that 9 car. He's running the SVG colors, the car that he won last weekend. Then, a few others. I see the 20 car. Looks like he might be a big smoke fan. Derek Offerman. Yeah,
Derek Offerman, good to see him back out there. Last season didn't race much with us, but he's back out here for the Daytona 500 out of Earlville, Iowa. Currently running in the 21st position. He's got some work to do.
A lot of people from Iowa in the field, isn't there? I just noticed. I keep hearing you say from Iowa.
Yeah, that's a common theme here. The Lynches are from Iowa, as well as Offerman, who's also an admin in this league. So the series originates out of Iowa, so that's just going to lead to a bunch of Iowans. And then you got a lot of Illinoisans, but they're all up north, kind of close to Iowa as well, for the most part.
Well, we know Iowa is on the schedule, so it's going to be a home track for half the field, it seems. So we're going to have to see how that race plays out.
And we drop back Tommy Osborne, the hillbilly out of West Virginia in the 55 car. I believe he's new to this league, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I know he is. Currently running 31st.
That 55 car may be one of the, I'm not even going to say it.
I think you were going to say the most beautiful cars on the track. That is an incredible ketchup and mustard number 55 car, folks. If you know a business that wants to sponsor a race team, get a hold of this hillbilly, Tommy Osborne, out of East Lynn, West Virginia.
I've heard that Heinz is already in his inbox. They don't have to paint the car. All they got to do is slap some stickers on it. Ketchup and mustard ready to go. Heinz is after that Tommy Osborne.
Yeah, hopefully he can keep it rolling. He's not fast at all, but at least he's not damaged.
He could be like the 36 who didn't take our advice and is rolling in the back solely because he got involved in a wreck.
Absolutely. And folks, I think it's time, since we're back here already, let's check out the Hutchinson Motorsports TV Battle for Last. Right here, we're watching it, folks. If you're new here, the Battle for Last has some unique rules, folks. We're not talking about damaged, junked race cars. We're talking about the cars out there that are the fast or that have no damage. They're just flat out slow. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, the Hutchinson Motorsports TV Battle for Last going to the number 8, Joshua Gratton.
Look at them go. 3 cars working together right there, doing their best to stay last.
It definitely appears that way. Let's pull up this new graphic we made for you, folks. The Hutchinson Motorsports TV Battle for Last graphic right there on your screen. What an incredible thing there, folks. Have you ever seen anything like it?
I think that needs to be a Christmas ornament.
I'd buy it, but right now, Gratton duking it out with this slow junk number 4 car. I'm glad I didn't pick him, and I picked the 7, a Kyle McCoy, to win this race.
Speaking of pick a minute, Scott Rickard still keeping it strong. We're over halfway, 36 to go now. Leading, I mean, he's not leading right now, but he's keeping it towards the front. So I'm not trying to jinx it. I'm going to knock on wood, but I'm hoping we can keep it rolling here.
Boy, he might do the unthinkable. Can Scott Rickard reverse the curse of Christian Taylor's picks and win this race here at Daytona tonight?
I'm gonna hope so.
Right now we're on board with the Italian Alex Buffoli in the 08 Ford machine running in the 3rd position. And we got some cars pitting now. It appears the pit cycle has started.
Oh, half the field sounds like they're going to be pitting. Keep an eye on the front right here. Making sure everybody can get it down. We're going to have to see.
Oh, yeah, here comes a big chunk of the field. Might be too many cars. Honestly, it's not always good to go in with too many here.
Oh, and he gets turned.
Look out. Buffoli into the wall. He's jumped. He's jumped.
Oh, no. Oh, and we get some more collected. Oh. Caution might come out here.
Yeah, I'm not sure
who. We're going to stay green.
We're still green here for now. I'm looking through the field. Yeah, I think we're good. Unfortunately, some cars spun out. The 08 of Buffoli's just parked sideways right now on pit road. And the 82's junked too. And Buffoli's going to tow it. He's done. Oh, we got some disappointed guys in the chat, Christian.
I said we had to watch out for that, and sure enough, it happened. Oh, my.
Yeah,
Not even an apology in the chat either.
I couldn't even get it out of my mouth, but like I said, sometimes there's just too many pitting. It is not good to go. You want some cars with you so you have a draft, but there might have just been too many as it looks like another chunk. And this is the perfect amount right here. You got 6 cars heading in. They can get out, get formed easier. This is good for these guys.
Kind of reminded me of the real-life Xfinity Daytona race. Chris Wright, you know, his spotter didn't tell him that there was cars going to be in front of him. It was obviously his spotter. I just learned, actually, Blake, you might not know, him and his team, and I forget the team they have decided to part ways. Chris Wright will no longer be in the Xfinity series.
Folks, if you watch the Xfinity series every week, I tell you what, that might be one of the worst drivers I've ever seen in NASCAR, and I'm even counting Natalie Decker and all of them. Chris Wright is an absolute clown.
Well, he ain't got to ride no more. You ain't got to worry about him. He ain't going to hurt you no more. Anyway, heading to the front of the pack, you see Andrew Hess, your race leader, Brian Samara to his outside. They probably won't be long coming in. Heading down the back stretch, though, we're going to see what they do. Oh, excuse me, the front stretch. No one comes that time. But I think they're going to come next time.
Yeah, you know, if I was them, I would just pull it in and I would come right now.
25 getting to the bottom of the track. 12 getting to the bottom of track 2. It looks like everyone's getting organized. It might be this time.
And we got some cars. The car's going down a lap. You know you're slow when you go down a lap after pitting. That's not supposed to happen here at Daytona.
Should be able to get on the track, get off. But I'm going to keep an eye on this lower line. I think they're going to come this time.
Yeah, definitely going to be soon as the 20 into the wall. Look out! Oh, is he able to save it?
He lose it.
Nope.
No, he is not. Cars around, the 9 involved, 17. This is going to be a caution in the middle of the pit cycle. Caution is out. If you are up front and stayed out, you are loving it. If you just pitted, you are hating it.
Christian, I'm going to actually correct you there. At Daytona, you don't go down a lap. So remember, if you're out front and you didn't pit, you're going to have to pit under yellow and you're going to the back.
You know, you got a point there. I got it backwards, but yeah, I don't think it's going to affect our race leaders too much, but we're going to see how that goes.
Yeah, but let's take a look at this one more time here. The 20 into the 17. The 07 barely gets through. The 9 almost avoids it, and you just talked about how much you love that paint scheme. Well, now it looks like junk, Christian.
As usual. Oh, man. Just gets knocked again. That Heinz car just tapped him.
Boy, the 17, William Duff on the throttle. Number 17 car to Mooresville, North Carolina. Christian, how far is Mooresville from you? Pretty far, isn't it?
I don't think it's that far. I really don't have a... I really can't pinpoint it on the map in my head right now. I'm just shocked, you know, we didn't even have an apology from that first incident heading into the pit road. I can't imagine there's going to be friendly conversation about it later.
No, but hey, we did have a long green run there. We had, what, 3 straight cautions, and then we had, what, 35 or so laps in a row there. Definitely good to see, but they all start wrecking as soon as we start the pit cycle.
That's unfortunate. We're going to be going green with about 29 to go. We're 31 to go as our race leaders head to pit road. 12, 25, 53, and a few others behind them.
Yeah, so everybody should be good on fuel after this stop here. And it looks like most of the field, well, a lot of the field coming in. Dylan Grimm going to cycle back up front here. So the pit cycle working out for him.
Brian Samara went too far in his box, backed it up too far, had to pull it forward. That was a Jesse Becker pit stop if I've ever seen it from Brian Samara.
Unbelievable. Let me find him here. Brian Samara in the 53 car. Let's rewind it as we're under yellow here. Let's embarrass him a little bit, folks. Hang on here. Go back a little more. He's just trying to lose all the spots he can. Let's hop up to the Hutchinson Motorsports TV chopper cam as we watch the 53 car try and pit here out of Kannapolis, North Carolina. So he heads in. Here's his pit box. Overshoots it. No big deal. Hits the wall a little bit. So throws it in reverse. Up. Too far. Goes a little bit forward. And he's good to go.
Get him a bigger pit box next time, please.
Well, I tell you what, that was one of the worst stops I've ever seen in my life. Brian Samara, he's going to lose a lot of positions right now. He's in the 20th position.
You know, his teammate that he doesn't like is in front of him, too. But anyway, to our race leader, you know, scoring's going to be all messed up. I'm showing the 12 car is in the race lead. I'm not sure which is right now.
The 12 just pit, so that shouldn't be right. Gonna be the 23 of Grimm.
Yep, your scoring's right. Mine's not. You know, you keep the best monitor for yourself, and I'm over here using an old iPad.
Yeah, that's what we do here at Hutchinson Motorsport TV. But let's pull in our race leader here, Dylan Grimm. Let me find him here. Hang on. Make sure I'm in the right channel. There's a channel called Broadcast, and then there's Broadcast Room. So I had to make sure we're using the right one. Dylan, Blake, and Christian up in the booth. You copy?
I got you.
Hey, you're out front leading this race. What are you feeling right now with about 29 laps left to go here?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling lucky that I ended up well on that caution pit cycle there. Got pretty lucky, but
it definitely worked out for you. Yeah, it definitely worked out for you there. You got cycled back there under that last green run. You got shuffled to the outside and lost a lot of track position, but thankfully it worked out.
Yeah, my all my screens turned black for like 5 seconds.
Oh man.
And I was up front on the outside lane, so I was just praying I wasn't gonna cause a wreck or anything, and my screens came back and lost some spots, but I was okay.
Absolutely. Well, one question we want to ask you real quick: what car? You know, this season we're swapping cars. Obviously, we got 4 different cars. Which car are you looking forward to the most?
I don't have much experience with it yet, but I'm really excited for the Gen 4 car.
All right, seems to be a popular answer.
Yeah, I haven't run many races with it, but what I've had, it seemed like a lot of fun. I think our league would be a blast with it.
All right, well, hey Christian, what do you got for Grimm here as he's leading this race?
Just gotta say, go buy a lottery ticket. If you had 5 seconds of black screens here at Daytona, you are the luckiest man on the track.
That is so true.
Absolutely. Hey, as we're about to go back green here, shortly we're going to send you back to your team. Best of luck the rest of this one, Dylan.
Thank you, guys.
Dylan Grimm, your race leader out front. The DoorDash 23 car caught a bad break earlier, but it worked out for him as the pit cycle has moved him back into the race lead.
Going to be restarting with 28 to go.
And then we haven't talked about him much, but the 88 car sitting in the 7th position, Timmy McNally, has to be feeling good out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as a pace car is in. Christian, take a screen.
Alrighty, as Blake said, pace car is in. We're heading to that Geico restart zone. Our race leader, Dylan Grimm, green flag is in the air here in Daytona as they pour past the camera, heading into turn 1.
And the 1, Dylan Grimm, still the race leader for now. As they're reeling them back in here, Lane in the 2nd spot. Everett Lane do come to the lead. running second.
You know, it's people changing lanes, you know, trying to get some side drafts going. This is go time. This is the moment that you're going to win the money. 28 laps to go. If you're in the back, you got to get to the front. If you don't go down, you're going to run out of time.
And here he's back in it. The GOAT Scott Rickard up to second as he's rolling good.
Trying to make it 3 wide there for second. Thinks better of it.
Oh!
Thankfully. Oh, he got caught right into the wall. I hope he's okay.
Caution is out, and they're still junking each other. Oh, my.
Almost every caution tonight's been right around JT Tinker.
Yeah, we got some talk, some chatter on the radio. Christian can maybe give us a brief summary of what's going on. Let's take a look here as Christian's listening in. We're going to watch this replay. Looks like it happens in front of this group, I'm thinking, but hang on. Let's confirm. Still waiting.
Apparently somebody stops here. Oh, car.
Into the wall. Oh, yeah. What is going on? He must have had some technical issues or something, because that guy is all over the place. Wow.
The 08 car, you know, got spun. 08's involved. He was the one that got spun on pit road, I believe. Greg Hammond, not happy either. That was
he's caused the whole thing. Greg Hammond shouldn't be happy, but he caused the entire thing here. What is he doing? Shoots into the wall. It's like it's like his screen turned off or something. Slams into the wall, then he just swerves down the track.
Eric Bopwood having a bad night. That was the 08 car that was saying I was saying wasn't happy with it. He was being very vocal in the chat, asking what was that? What happened?
Did you hear any explanation from the 66 of Hammond there, Christian?
All we heard was crickets.
Yeah, maybe that's one of those deals where Greg Hammond must be thinking about his next vacation, because this is not a good move at all. Let's hop on board with Greg Hammond as he jumps half the field. Down the back stretch, on the bumper of the 37, he decides he's just going to shoot straight up the track here. Says, you know what? There's a wall there. Oh, okay, there's a little check up there. Okay, that kind of makes sense now. But this I don't get right here. So, I mean, I get why he swerved outside originally, but coming down, I mean, he gets stuck in the wall. I guess he just kind of overcorrects it maybe. I don't know.
He says in chat he doesn't know what that was, so I know what it was. Some unfortunate carnage.
Yeah, you know, I mean, what I feel, I'm not taking away the blame from him, but so obviously the 82 checks up, so he swerves right here to avoid him, obviously. Okay, there it is. So then he smokes the wall. Now, as we're in Touching Motorsports slow motion cam, the best slow motion in the business, he's rolling, then he gets stuck in the wall here, as you see. He just cannot get out of the wall, ends up turning left too much, and then the car just breaks down the track, and there's a car there, and he junks him.
Oh my, and the cars was nowhere to go. They had they had the distance behind them, but wasn't expecting the cars just to check up like that.
Absolutely not. But right now, Dylan Grimm, still your race leader. Just another unfortunate set of events. And it looked like all of our cautions so far have really been from restarts. You know, once we get going green, pretty good racing. But it is tough to get to that point. But Christian, I think it's time. Let's take a quick break here. We'll be back here shortly. Hutchins Motorsports TV. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe to the page. Be back here for the finish. Stars and Stripes Season 11 opener right here. Daytona 200. As we return back from break here, caution number 5 underway. Christian, we've got, what, 24 laps left to go? What are you thinking so far?
You know, I'm hoping we could get some of these green flag laps out of the way. We've turned a few too many under caution, but gonna keep an eye on our front here. We got the people that's been in control almost all race, aside from the pit cycle. Dylan Grimm is your race leader. Scott Rickard starting to his outside. Kyle McCoy, Everett Lane with a fan in the. Excuse me, that's Chris. But Everett Lane and Brian Burchett behind them. So we're gonna see hopefully some hard racing here at the front that stays clean.
And there on the screen, you're going to see the invite to the Hutchinson Motorsports TV Discord, best Discord channel in the business, folks. Be sure to check us out. Every single month we got an event. Christian, we're going to be going green. Go ahead. Take a screen, bub.
Watch that pace car. As it's nearing close to the pit road, going to take that hard left-hand turn. Our race leader, Dylan Grimm, in the Geico restart zone, waits almost to the end of it. Gets a good launch. She's going to be a car and a half, almost 2 cars out as they head through the front stretch. Keep an eye out as we head to turn 1. The run is going to be coming. How hard is Dylan Grimm going to get past?
Dylan Grimm still out front as Rickard on the high line, getting a big push from the 48 lane. Here comes the top side.
He's going to kind of check up the bottom lane. Hopefully everybody gets blown up in the back. Looks like it's going to be okay. Scott Rickard getting the push for the 48. Edging him out front. Keeping that edge on.
Meanwhile, the 5 of Trey Jackson trying to get something going up top as a 53 of Samara trying to get back out front as well.
Keep an eye on Samara. We know he knows how to get to the front here at these super speedways. But right now, the 48 still out front, giving the 05 a hard shot. The 88, I feel like he just needs to get closer to that 48. They'd actually take off and probably get the 05 clear of the 23.
I tell you what, that 48 is shoving that 05 of Rickard around.
In the chat, Rita, fan of Chris Essery and Andrew Medlin, says, let's get going.
Yeah, Rita, you need to let them know it's time to get on the gas. Quit messing around. It is go time. And, folks, you know what else it's time for? To like and subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Be sure click that like and subscribe button, folks. It's free. We are making a push for subscribers. It'll really help out us. We appreciate it.
Seeing that 48 car, looks like he was trying to peek around Scott Rickard there. Thinks better of it. He goes out to that third line. If no one goes with him, he's going to the back.
And we're going to see how it works out, as that we know everybody's good to go on fuel the rest of the way. Going to have about 21 laps left to go here. As we drop back a little bit, DJ Weeks out of Virginia in the 97 car, currently running in the 14th position, trying to get some help as he's on the high line. I'm sorry, he's on the low line. He got the wrong car. Christian, what are you seeing through the field right now? Who's the car to watch?
I'm keeping an eye on Brian Sabera myself, but DJ Weeks in the 97 too. I've seen him. Excuse me, it was Thomas Holder. I've seen the typical super speedway series. Blake, check your cable. My monitor seems to have shut off on me, but nonetheless, staying green here. 21 laps to go.
And we've dropped back a little bit. Michael Kurdzalik currently running all the way back in the 24th position. The butt kicker 41 car kind of slow here at Daytona.
Seven car falls in behind Dylan Grimm. Up front. Yes, don't hesitate. Gets up in front of Scott Rickard, 05 car. And he pushes him to the front.
As they're moving good here. Christian, looks like we made some adjustments on the technical difficulties, a little bit different, but we can't go back to doing what we were doing earlier. But nonetheless, Kyle McCoy, your race leader right now in the 7 car, trying to hold on.
That's fine. Dylan Grimm behind the 7 car, just had a blink there. Hopefully that doesn't continue. 33 car behind him, but appreciate him not blinking. Watching Scott Rickard side by side for the race lead, heading down the front stretch with 19 laps to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gridlocked. We're side by side. You can't go anywhere unless you're the race leader.
We're going to go down track side of the Hutchinson Motorsports TV wall cams as they rip it around the backstretch.
Shot, man. Oh, chills. Literal chills.
Christian just way heading in this corner. You won't believe it. But hang on. I think it's coming out of the corner. We've got somebody down on the track. Here it is. He is on the track right now. He's on the track. Folks, that is not a camera place. That is a cameraman holding that camera on the apron.
You're a contracted guy. We couldn't have him on the payroll.
Absolutely. He's a contractor. He may or may not be an illegal immigrant, but we'll stay out of that.
Don't tell Trump.
But nonetheless, Kyle McCoy still leading this one. Boy, what a good night for this 7 car, McCoy. Caution's out, folks. I don't see anything that happened. We're gonna have to manually find out. Like the field a little bit spread out. 55 of Osborne might have been involved here. Let's see what happened. Okay, yeah, it's in front of him. So we're gonna have to take a look here. I think the 82 involved out of Las Vegas here. Gavin Adams. Watching them heading into 1 and 2 here. It's probably in front of them, I would bet. There it is. Tinker and the 93 and then the 41 involved as well. Let's get a little better view here. See what happens with the 93 of Tinker. So heading into the corner. Let's go to Hutchinson Motorsports TV drone cam here, folks. Let's go to chopper cam. There we go. So here it comes. The 41 a little bit all over the place. The 93 right to the back bumper. Oh, yeah, just a little bit of a checkup. 93 just smokes his right rear, and then there's 2 different wrecks there, honestly. And nothing to do with
the 4 turned to 00 in front of him.
Yeah,
that's what caused the checkup.
Trying to find the 00 on my screen. He is not there. Hang on, folks.
He's being scored in 24th position, if that helps.
It does not, but nonetheless, we're just going to watch it from here. Yeah, so there it was. You saw whatever happened. Nonetheless, we got some junk race cars. We're going back live. So your race leader, Kyle McCoy, in the number 7 car, currently holding on to the top spot. Dylan Grimm right behind him in the 23, and then in 3rd. Scott Rickard coming down pit lane. Oh, no, he's not. He's doing a little fake.
Trying to make the people behind him stay on his toes. He can't show his cards. He has a poker.
Yeah, going in there would have been the wrong call. You don't want to give up the track position. Now, Essery's going to go down pit road, which I'm not sure about this call. He was running around the 10th position or so. I think he was too far up front to go get fresh tires. If you're in the back, I totally understand it. We're going to see if it works out for the Bakersfield Californian, Chris Essery.
I don't know if tires are going to be even worth it here at Daytona. You could have made it to the end. The best you could have done is stay out unless you had damage.
Yeah, so we'll see how it works out. We got a car going around the track getting their lap back.
Lucky dog. Woo, 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 woo.
Nonetheless, though, folks, we're going to take one more break here. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe to the page. We're going to be back here for the finish here in a second. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at Daytona. Christian, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. How you feeling about our race leaders right now?
I've been seeing some good action up there with that Iowa State number 7 car. Cal McCoy. Dylan Grimm to his outside. 23. He's been leading most of this race. But keep an eye out behind him, too. You got Scott Rickard and Burchett in the 33. This is honestly anyone's race still.
Absolutely. Dylan Grimm and McCoy and Rickard, all three of them have been out front basically this entire race, and then some others behind them as well have been in the running. But especially these three, though, I tell you what, they've probably led about 90% of the laps.
Definitely know how to keep the race under their control. But, you know, we are one slight mistake away from everything changing.
Absolutely. As our pace car's about to head in, folks, we're going to be going green with just 14 laps remaining. Christian Taylor about to take us green again. We go to the Hutchinson Motorsports blimp.
From the blimp cam, oh my, it's so beautiful. Got to keep myself together, go, because we're going back. Green flag racing. Our race leader, Cal McCoy, leading the field to green with Scott Rickard right behind him. Going to a good old bush. First time watching it, it's so exciting. She's an 85-year-old grandma, not watching the All-Star baseball game. She's watching Hutchinson Motorsports TV here live.
Absolutely, Rita. Welcome to Hutchinson Motorsports TV. You have found the world's #1 streaming service. We appreciate you tuning in. Whether you're 20 or you're 85, we don't care. We love our viewers.
Speaking of our viewers, the view count, we got 60 people watching. What a turnout. Ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to this channel. Leave us a comment who you're rooting for. We love to see you all out there watching us.
Most definitely, folks. A lot of viewers in the chat, and a lot of you aren't subscribed, folks. Before this race ends, you're going to forget if you wait. Please do it now. Smash that like button. Click that subscribe button. If you're not logged in, just log in real quick. Click the subscribe button. That's all you got to do. We'll quit button. But out front, though, Kyle McCoy leading the race, trying to hold off the GOAT, Scott Rickard, as he's looking to make a move outside.
He does. In front of the 48, Scott Rickard to the outside. That tie line's moving forward, trying to get some extra.
Oh, look out!
They're getting back in the pack. Oh, man.
That's the front of the pack.
So many cars involved.
The whole field.
You know what I meant. Look at that. The fans at home knew what I meant. They could see it. Everyone is junk. This just changed the entire race, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man. Let's go to the Hutchinson Motorsports TV drone cam here, folks. Let's find a good one. Christian Taylor was actually happened to just be flying around right when this caution came out. Here it is.
Andrew, man. This came from the front.
Yep.
All the way from the front, checked up the middle right there. Couldn't do anything about it. 4 or 5 lanes back.
All right, so to me, let's go back up front here. What I'm seeing is this 88 car here gives them a little bit of a push. Hang on, I'm trying to switch it out. There we go. Let's slow this, or let's play it from here. The 88 gives him a push, turns him a little sideways, so he checks up, then everybody behind tries to check up, and unfortunately, they're jumped.
All happening right in front of Michael's face right there.
Yeah, look like the Skull car just gets junked from the 28 there on the bottom.
So much checking up. Look at the damage on the rear of that car. Oh, my.
They're just piling into each other here afterwards. Man, this has been a rough race for some of these guys. The 5 car involved heavily. Let's see. He tries to go down low to avoid the wreck. Let's hop on board with the 5. See what happens. He just sandwiched into cars here. Nowhere to go. Just turns him, gets turned, smokes the car in front of him, goes for a ride in the grass. Trey Jackson from Mayo, Florida. Your jump.
You know, he just didn't think the grounds crew here at Daytona International Speedway was doing the best job. He wanted to finish off the grass for him.
Boy, it changes things up. You know, thankfully for our very front of the pack, they're good to go. But basically, if you were running from like 6th to 20th, you're most likely junk right now.
You know, that came from the front. The 88 got into McCoy. But, you know, that's going to keep our typical race leaders tonight. McCoy, Grimm, Rickard all up front still to battle it out with this. We're probably going to be going green with 8 to go. We're going to be in the nitty-gritty moment of this race.
Yep, absolutely. And I'm trying to look through the field to see. Christian, are you seeing the 25 car of Lynch? Where's he running right now?
25 of Lynch. He is in. He's 2 laps down. He is in the the 33rd position.
Boy, what a rough race for the 25 car, making his Miller sponsorship debut here, and he is letting his new sponsor down.
Definitely not a happy sponsor. They didn't pay all this money to come out and watch your car run 33rd, 2 laps down.
Absolutely. So, folks, we're going to pull somebody in. Let's get Andrew Hess in here. Currently, Hess running, I think he's in the top 20 or so. Let's get him in here, see what he's feeling.
17th.
Andrew, Blake, and Christian in the booth. You copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, right now you're running 17th. How you feeling in the 54 car?
I felt a lot better before that last wreck. I'm not really sure what happened. It looked like the guys on the bottom there kind of wrecked, and then there must have been a checkup, and it just piled up into us.
Yeah,
got my work cut for it.
Yeah, definitely. Now, is the car good to go, you think?
Yeah, I was able to use my fast repair there, so I am 100% ready to charge again.
Well, we just learned we thought you didn't have a fast repair.
Yeah. Well, some of these guys don't anymore.
I'd say most of them don't, but Christian, what are you seeing out of this 54 car?
You might be down. You're definitely not out yet. As we just saw most of the field involved in this, it only takes one moment for everything to change. And while we got you in the booth, I want to say that your wieners on Instagram, very famous. My wife subscribed to him also. So if you are in the chat right now, stop what you're doing, pull out your phone, check out his wieners on Instagram.
That's right. And if you look closely, you will see that every top 10, I will send you guys pictures of my wieners.
Well, Andrew, then you better get a top 10, bub.
I know you're looking for it.
All right, Andrew, we'll head you back to your team there. Best of luck. You're gonna have 9 laps left to go once we go green here.
Yep, watch for it. We're gonna make this happen.
All right, Andrew Hess feeling confident, sending him back over to his team. He's ready to roll. What does a 54 have in store for us here tonight?
We're gonna find out. Look at the chat. Zippo Boy 00 said he just watched a NASCAR hauler cross country. I saw that NASCAR had a live stream from in one of their trucks heading from Sonoma to Dover. It's pretty fun to watch. He's here to watch some actual racing though. Doug Pierce, one of the drivers here tonight, coming home in the 40th position. He is done for tonight. He says, "Wow, it's the start of the season. He got smoked."
Yeah, hey, Doug, I'm not sure you know this, but I figured I'd let you know, bub. But listen in, because your car is junk.
That is Hutchinson Motorsports patented catch line there. Get used to hearing it this season, folks, because if you tear your car up, we will call it out.
Yeah, rough race for Pierce, but hey, he's not alone, folks. I think most of these guys have been involved in multiple wrecks, but I tell you who hasn't, our race leaders. As we are set, we're ready to roll. We're going to be going green with just 9 laps left to go this time around.
Time to get down to the nitty-gritty. We're going fishing here at Daytona. Pace car pulls in. Our race leader, Scott Rickard, into the Geico restart, so green flag is in the air.
As they rip it down the tri-oval, Rickard holding on to the race lead, trying to hold off the 48 of Everett Lane.
Front stretch hits turn 1. Side-by-side action here. Keeping it on our leaders. You see a fly by 48 and the 7 car. Has no help. They don't need it though. They're staying right with it.
Yeah, they're moving down the backstretch right now, hoping they get a little bit of help behind them. We're getting down here to the final laps. You think we'll stay green the rest of the way with 9 laps left to go, Christian?
I sure hope we can. For the first time, I am getting a little hopeful about my race. Scott Rickard in the 05 car, leading this race, coming to 8 to go. I can't contain my excitement. Ladies and gentlemen, please just stay green.
Folks, that means one thing. The 05 of Rickard is about to go for a ride and get junked this lap right here. Christian's picked to win. It never happens. He's leading the race right now.
I'm excited as I can be. I'm watching Burchett behind him in that Skull 33 car, hoping he doesn't turn our race leader.
You know, he's thinking about it. That 33 car says, you know what, Scott? It might be go time for you to go into the wall.
How ironic would it be for it to actually happen right now? But however, our outside line, the 48, leading that charge, just can't get it with the gap behind the third car there.
And we're hopping on board. Kyle McCoy's the second car on this outside line, trying to give a shove there to the car in front there. Everett Lane in the 48.
So he's the Ghost Rider on his spoiler there. Look at that spoiler decal.
Boy, I tell you what, Everett Lane must be a Democrat by looking at the back of his car.
Happened to notice that. It's definitely a sure sign. It might be.
Yep. Big AOC fan there, Everett Lane. Getting a big push there in the middle as McCoy is shoving him down the backstretch. Coming to 6 laps remain.
Oh my, folks. We're getting some doors, paint, trading. I see some donuts on these cars from the tires. Looking through the field. Look at how spread out we are. We're 3 wide right there. As the 20's going to file back in.
Yeah, 20 shot outside. He said, hey, come on, boys, it's go time. And he saw nobody was coming, so he swerves straight back down and gets into that top line.
Oh, as we get a car into
look out.
7, they stay rolling, but that is not going to be good. Oh, it is still trying to wreck.
What a save there. I thought for sure we were going to have a pile up. They're able to keep it clean, but McCoy's race is over, basically.
Very unfortunate for McCoy. Oh, my, he is not going to be happy. But our race leader, Scott Rickard, side by side with Everett Lane as they're heading to 5 laps to go here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service. You're seeing all this action-packed live.
Yes, sir. And if you watched last year, we were on Thursday nights with the Stars and Stripes series. This season, we switched it up. They're back to Tuesday nights here every single week right here. Same time, same place, only on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. That's why you folks need to smash that subscribe button real quick for us.
91, 3 wide with the 54 and 20. Getting a little squirrely. Oh my, what some racing action we have back here. Got 10th here. Still 3 wide. They're trying to get that third line moving. It just isn't working for them. The 32 going to try to block that momentum of the third line. Going down the center. Look at the run that they got going.
Now, Offerman just dying to roll on the high line. He keeps trying to make that third lane, and finally it has formed. But the 7 of McCoy has kind of inserted himself back up front. Can he get back up front? Is there so... Oh, no! He gets turned!
He's going to go into pit road. He's going to be off the track. If they're using auto cautions, it will not come out. Kyle McCoy is going to stop on pit road. Caution is not going to come out for him there.
Yeah, we're still green. His race is over. He's going to get a black flag for that and everything. But out front, Scott Rickard, your race leader. Everett Lane, all caution is out.
Oh, hard wreck in the back. 55 involved.
Tommy Osborne is junk. Let's see what happened, and they're not happy on the radio. Once again. Oh, the 3 just junks him. That might have been intentional. The 3 just junks the 82. Ryan Lynch, let's see what happened here. All right, so we got the 82 up top here. Let's go to the Hutchinson Motorsports drone cam, best drone cam in the business, folks. Here it is. We got the 3 of Ryan Lynch, not having a good day. The 82 into the wall. Oh, well, got a little bit of net code there. The 10 smokes him. And the 55, the ketchup and mustard machine, is junk as well.
Very unfortunate turn of events. This is probably going to take us right to a green-white track here. Emerald City Racing in the chat. This is the Stars and Stripes Racing Series. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, we're watching the replay one more time. Tommy Osborne, the hillbilly out of West Virginia. They're wrecking in front of him. He's got nowhere to go. And he's junk.
Showing over 80 people watching this stream right now. Ladies and gentlemen, if everyone that is not took a second to hit that subscribe button, we could hit our goal of 500 subscribers right now.
That would be incredible, folks. 84. I think that's a record here, honestly. I don't think we've ever had that many concurrent views. We've had a lot of views after the stream has ended, but 85 now at once. Stars and Stripes series is booming right now on YouTube. Tuesday night racing right here. Only on Hutchinson Motorsports TV, folks. Like Christian said, smash that like button. Subscribe to the page. We're about to have a green, white, checkered finish here. Christian, what are you feeling about this green, white, checker? What do you think is going to happen?
You know, our race leader, Scott Rickard, I'm going to keep an eye on him. I want him to be the race winner. I picked him at the beginning before the flag even flew. But we all know how my luck goes. So we're going to be lining up Michael in the 41 car. Keep an eye on him because I have a feeling that Scott Rickard's day is numbered. Oh, my.
Well, due to that, we're going to take a short break here before the last green, white, checkered. Hopefully, it might not be the last one, though. But we'll be back here in a moment. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Daytona for the Daytona 200, the Stars and Stripes Series Season 11 opener. We're underway. We're about to have a green, white, checkered, Christian.
Absolutely. I can't hold my excitement. My race pick, you know, I keep saying this, but it doesn't happen. Scott Rickard is out front. Green, white, checkered. I have a chance to win tonight. I never do, but I am tonight. Scott Rickard, the GOAT, is going to bring it home here at Daytona.
Well, we're pulling for him. It's always good to see the GOAT Scott Rickard park it in victory lane. Last season was a tough one for him. Still had success, but just wasn't as good as he wanted. But in the chat, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Craig Franklin tuned in. Thanks, Craig. Emerald City, Zorku in here as well. All kinds of new viewers. We appreciate you guys coming out. We even got an 85-year-old grandma in the chat. Is that not impressive, Christian?
That is amazing. And Miss Rita, we're so happy you're here. Welcome, Grandma. Nonetheless, we're about to go green here at Daytona. This is our 8th caution, but we are going to be settling it now. Green, white, checker. I believe we have 3 attempts, Blake. Is that correct?
I have no clue, Christian, but we're going to find out here soon because I doubt this is going to be the only one we get. But the field is set, pace cars heading in. We're ready to roll here. Caution number 8 is ended. In front of a sold-out crowd. We're ready to rock. Green flag in the air.
As we roll down the front stretch, I can confirm that was our first and only green, white, checker. We are green, next flag in the race.
All right, we're going to see how this plays out front. It's important to hold on to that race lead because if that caution comes out, the race is over. Rickard's out front. The 41 of Kurzelik right behind him.
Kurzelik trying to get a run going. No, he does not. Scott Rickard heading down the backstretch for the second to last time Your race leader, Scott Rickard, the outside line just doesn't exist. The 33 and 48 are trying to do it by themselves.
Oh, here
Look
comes.
at that run. We got a wreck in the back. The 17 car around. We're not going to pay no attention to that. Let's keep an eye on the front. The 41 car.
Coming out of 4, they're dooring each other back there, but we're about to take the white flag this time by. We're going to get a finish. White flag in the air last time around Daytona.
Could this be the time that Scott Rickard takes away Daytona win? The first time that I have picked our race leader. We are heading through 1 and 2. Ladies and gentlemen, for the final time, we head down the backstretch. I'm going to turn it up to plate and finish it out.
Down the backstretch for the final time. A lot of help on the bottom lane. Rickard leading the pack with the 48 on his outside. With the 41 of Kurzelik right behind him. He's got some help behind him as well. Into 3 and 4 for the last time. Let's check it out here. We're going to get a finish coming out of 4. Door to door. The 48 of Lane on the outside. The 05 of Rickard into the tri-oval for the final time. Dooring each other. Rickard jumps him. Checkered flag in the air. Scott Rickard wins it. Oh my, a dirty move from the 05 of Rickard, but he gets the job done and just jumped the 48. What a finish.
That was insane. He had the run. He had the race won. And Scott Rickard slammed the door on him.
Wow, look at this dirty move. Rickard says, later, loser, stuffs him in the wall, and then gets sideways, crosses the line, takes home the race win at Daytona, folks. Unbelievable. Christian, what are you hearing on the radio?
Well, you know, the 48 wasn't happy about getting wrecked. Oh, my. I can't believe it. This is the first time I picked the race leader. I feel like I won this race myself. Scott Rickard was the one with the dirty move. The door that won the Daytona 200.
Oh my, Scott Rickard, I tell you what, you know, typically Scott is super humble. You don't see that from him, but I don't blame him. You're here at Daytona, checkered flags waving. You see a big run on the outside. I don't think he meant to junk him, but he definitely meant to door slam him, and he takes home the checkered flag. But thankfully, you know, Lane still gets a second place finish, so it's not like he dropped him all the way to the back. 48 showing just some displeasure here, doing some burnouts with him. Folks, but stay tuned because we're going to interview your second place finisher, Lane, who is not happy. But first, we're going to start it off with our third place finisher of Kurzelik there in the 41 car. Let's get him in here, folks. Before we get him in here, be sure like and subscribe to the page, folks. We're going to be here every Tuesday night, and folks, we're going to be here tomorrow night as well for the Superstar ARCA West Series. And then Thursday night, we're going to have the All-American Cup Series. Jam-packed action here, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We got 3 league races every single week here. All right, here. So let's pull in your third place finisher if I can find them in one of these chats. Kurzelik, I'm not really seeing them, so maybe we're not going to be the third place finisher. But folks, let's see if the second place finisher of Lane is available. And of course, he is not. Oh, yes, he is. Here he is. Everett Lane. Everett Lane. So hang on, folks. You're about to have one unhappy camper. Everett Lane, your second place finisher. We're pulling him in right now. Everett, Blake, and Christian in the booth. You got a copy?
Oh, yeah, I got a copy. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. What a finish there. Unfortunately, you bring home the second place spot.
Yeah, not real happy with that finish there. Had a good, clean car the whole race, and then looked like the 05 wanted to come up and bump me a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's a nice way to put it there, Everett. You had a great run. You're still able to bring home the second place finish, even though you got a lot of work to do on the car after that.
Yeah, the boys are going to go out the back there, take her back to the Super Speedway garage, and get her ready for the next Super Speedway race. But yeah, a lot of fun tonight. Absolutely.
Christian, what do you got for our second place finisher here tonight?
It looked like a fun race. You know, a lot of, I won't say a lot, but, you know, there was quite a few incidents that you had to stay clean through. How'd you fare with all the incidences tonight?
Yeah, just took my time. We weren't able to qualify. This is my first race over here in this league. Had a lot of fun, so we weren't able to qualify. So I'm pretty good at qualifying here at Daytona. I can usually put it on a pole, but so we started in the back tonight, me and my teammate Thomas Holder, but drove it to the front, tried to stay clean, had a clean car all night long, had a good pit stop by the boys, and drove it all the way up to the front and ready to take that checkered flag. But we got to give Scott dues on that. Congratulations on his win, and we'll take the second place and move on to the next race.
Absolutely. You know, taking the humble route there. I know those don't feel good, but again, you're able to bring home second. Now, I got to ask you, which of these cars, you know, we got a 4-car rotation, are you looking forward to the most?
I love IndyCar. The IndyCar is going to be a lot of fun. That's probably my favorite car besides this car. It's going to be fun in each one of them. Trucks are fun, but I really excel pretty good at the IndyCar, so I can't wait to get in that.
It's going to be exciting to see. I know most of these guys are probably don't have many laps in the IndyCar, so you might have a big advantage if you got some laps in that IndyCar.
Yeah, it sounds like we're going to Michigan, I think. So if we're at Michigan, that's going to be fast, and I'm going to be pretty fast. So you boys better be able to keep up and drive it to the front.
All right. Well, hey, Everett, we appreciate the good spirits here on the finish, able to bring home a second place. Christian, you got anything for him before he heads out?
Congratulations on your second place run, and we're looking forward to seeing you in Michigan.
All right, Christian. Thank you. Blake, thank you guys. Did a good job up there in the broadcast booth.
I appreciate it, buddy. Everett Lane, your second place finisher, parking it on the podium there in his, I believe that was his first race ever here with the Stars and Stripes series. Good spirits there after getting doored. A lot of guys might have had some more choice words than Everett had.
Absolutely. I know. Even though he's my pick to win it, I would not be as good of spirits as Everett was there.
You know, and I will say, and a lot of guys don't like it, but, you know, I mean, Doran, I think that move's fine. You know, it's unfortunate if you're Everett Lane, but, you know, he still finishes second. It's not like he finished 30th due to the move, but nonetheless, it's time to bring in the star of the show, folks. He was out front all night long. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race winner, Scott Rickard. Let's get him in here. Scott, Blake, and Christian in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, you're able to do it. You park it in Victory Lane in Daytona. How's it feel?
Horrible, because I just wanted to touch him, not whatever happened because of physics, moving him up the track like that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you definitely hit him hard, but it definitely seemed like it moved the car a lot more than it really should have there.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of top his momentum with a touch, but it just launched this car right as soon as I touched him.
Yeah, heavy damage, but hey, you broke the Christian Taylor curse. Christian, what do you have to say for your pick to win? Scott Rickard as he gets it done.
Mr. Rickard, there's some bars around Daytona. Me and you are going to go celebrate this victory. I have never picked the race winner from the beginning here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV, but tonight, that curse is done.
I just feel horrible doing that.
Hey, you know, it's part of it. You know, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. We've all been on the short end of that stick, so it's good for you to park in Victory Lane for once on it.
Well, I will say, you know, stuff like that happens. You know, I'm sure you and Everett will have a conversation about it and move on. But we're you know, good race overall. Stayed out of trouble. Good job.
Yeah, I'm happy everything that happened up to then. So
yeah,
I was just hoping to get shoved entirely, like from 3 to the line. Just never only got like 1 or 2 pushes that last half a laps. It didn't help anything either.
Yep. Yeah. And hey, fortunately, you were able to avoid somehow. We had like 10 wrecks, and you avoided, I believe, every single one of them.
I thankfully was in front of everyone except, well, I guess at the line there.
Well, hey, before you head out, Scott, after winning the Daytona 200 and the Season 11 opener here at the Stars and Stripes Series, what do you have to say for the fans at home?
You have to make sure I thank Team Watson Racing South for everything they helped me with, and everybody in Bronze Horse Garage helping around. Me and McCoy worked great for a long time, so I think bumping. I got bumped, and so I think it was Burchett that was behind. Kind of went up and bumped and got McCoy because the way these cars were bumping each other tonight. So I think for him, we were working together for a long time there. So yeah, it's a good race. I love and hate plate racing for the same exact reason. So.
Yeah, I think we've all been there, you know, definitely pros and cons here at Daytona, but hey, it worked out for you in the end. You're winning the opener, starting off the season strong. Next week, how you feeling about your chances in the IndyCar at Michigan?
Well, I guess being in Michigan, it's probably better than anywhere else for me. It'd be better since it'd be just probably flat out track passing, I think. I guess I have to probably figure out, probably would practice for that race, probably to figure out what's important for it, especially if clean air is really important or not.
Yeah.
There's only one way to learn, probably figure it out in the race like I do most of the time.
Absolutely. Well, Christian, what do you got for the GOAT Scott Rickard as he parks in victory lane here tonight?
Just, you know, it might not be the way you wanted, but congratulations on your race win. Celebrate it some. You deserve it.
I can't say I actually get to go race in our league race right now. So I don't get to. I was already racing that league before this one switch days. So.
Oh wow! All right, well Scott needs to hop on the helicopter and get what track you running here next?
I think we're doing a clash type event for I think at Langley with the Gen 4s. I think.
All right. Well, hey, Scott's got somewhere to go, so hey, we'll send you down to your team. Best of luck here the rest of the night, Scott. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
There's the GOAT, Scott Rickard in the 05. You know, and I believe Scott's a pretty clean racer there. And honestly, I totally understand what he's saying. It didn't really look like he hit him that hard. I mean, he definitely came up and gave him a good dooring, but they just absolutely sent him into the fence as soon as he touched him there, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely an unfortunate turn of events. But Scott Rickard, your race winner. You know, he might not be happy about it, but I'm ecstatic. I finally broke my curse there.
Absolutely. Well, folks, we appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're still with us, before you head out, smash the like button, subscribe to the page. In the chat, you'll see the Discord. Actually, it's in the description of the video as well. So join our Discord channel, all that good stuff, folks. But really, we would appreciate your subscription here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. But tomorrow night, we're going to be back here for the Superstar ARCA West Series. And Thursday night, the All-American Cup Series in the Gen 4s. Going to be a good one. You're not going to want to miss out. But nonetheless, signing out here at Daytona for Christian Taylor, I'm Blake Hutchinson here with Hutchinson Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service. Again, we appreciate you tuning in. We're going to close out with the Hutchinson Motorsports TV theme song, the best theme in the business. Thanks for tuning in.